religion, political, beliefs, culture, color, gender, economical backgrounds, community of origin, without putting an impact of apostasy and serving creatures equally. FBT, a voice of equitable.
Written for the ruling government of the country, the FDRE government, that makes us live by commemorating the day of our death every year instead of punishing killers and criminals by law, and for the Ethiopian people who need to know, and for the international community. Although the oppression and suffering of the FDRE government cannot be fully told, I have written this so that international diplomatic countries may know it thoroughly. Tur 24 February 1st, 2021. It was toward the afternoon. The day was February 1st, Tur 24. The weekday was Monday. The year was 2021 GC, 2013 EC. After somehow finishing the exhausting line of passengers at the Sendafa city bus station, I got into a public transport vehicle. While continuing my journey, I was listening to Ahadu FM radio that day. I was on the Legatafo Road. Live on air, Mr. Solomon, who is the vice governor of the National Bank of Ethiopia, was explaining to which parts of the country money was flowing illegally. Although this illegal money, from the very beginning, is used for terrorism and money laundering, the fact that the government clearly knows from where it originates and to where it flows, including the specific bank branches, shows that the FDRE government itself was a primary beneficiary of this money. So what made them distort the truth and move to kill me, and later to imprison me? While Mr. Solomon was explaining, the money whose source is known, but which they describe in their languages, money of unknown source, was said to be flowing mostly to the western and eastern parts of Ethiopia. At the same time, he explained that it also flows in part to the northern and southern parts of Ethiopia. That is why I said that day, I will turn off Ahadu radio. Now, however, I have turned it off even more firmly. In addition to this, the FDRE government, which carries out and orders this illegal money transfer, while conducting the transfer through the telecom and banking system, in collaboration with some of my enemies in certain European countries, has connected a technology to my life that causes me a severe, variable type of illness that brings extremely prolonged and tortuous suffering. Because of this, repeatedly, within my limited capacity, I submitted complaints to all FDRE legal, justice, and democracy institutions, to the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia head office, to the Ministry of Peace, to the Ethiopian Information Network Security Agency, and to the FDRE Parliament. Beyond this, I also submitted complaints to the African Union, to the United Nations, and to the American Embassy. So what more was I supposed to do than this? I continued my journey. When I reached an area in Addis Ababa called Mexico, I called the United Nations East Africa Regional Office. I was told that unless there was someone who knew me, I could not enter the office to ask about my complaint, and I was prevented from doing so. Being unable to endure the illness is one issue, but in addition, realizing that labeling me, placing me under a political group, and branding me as a terrorist, things they brought into my life, were continuing to come toward my life, I was forced, in order to save my life, to go again and submit a complaint to the Ethiopian Information Network Security Agency. Today, Tur 24 February 1st, will be the third round of my going to the compound of the Ethiopian Information Network Security Agency. I was forced to do this because their email address did not work and there was no one operating it, because the agency's phone number did not work, and because no one answered it. When I entered the compound, there were two of the agency's gate guards, one woman and one man. In clear Amharic, briefly, and with humility, I explained to them that I had come to present my issues to the responsible official of the Ethiopian Information Network Security Agency. However, their response was that I could not enter. They further said that unless someone who knew me had made an appointment for me, I could absolutely not enter. If there was nothing that prevents me, like any other person with a case, from entering and presenting my issue, the two guards, I had been creating an impact through my speech so that my rights would be respected, saying that I was not narrow-minded. But today it has become a matter that everyone knows that the restriction was beyond the narrow-mindedness of the guards. It was the narrow-mindedness of the FDRE government and a deep-rooted, savage hatred directed specifically at me and only me. In the meantime, two Addis Ababa police officers wearing civilian clothes arrived in an Abadullah vehicle and began following me. Another federal police officer wearing his Reform-era military uniform also appeared. Men wearing suits who were escorting people toward the new killing center building of the Ethiopian Information Network Security Agency appeared, along with foreign nationals. There was also an elderly man sitting beside the gate of the compound as a member of the local community. At this point, after they took me to the place on the left side of the entrance that was built as a lobby, if it has not now been demolished, for security, customer registration and reception, the two Ethiopian Information Network Security Agency guards and the two Addis Ababa police officers stood directly facing me. While their heads were bent toward the phones in their hands, as they were looking at them, I turned my phone camera toward them. At that moment, one of the Addis Ababa police officers said, "Put it down," and forced me to hand over my phone. Then, together with the Ethiopian Information Network Security Agency guards, they coerced me. After that, they forced me to hand my phone to the federal police officer as well. My response was only to clearly state why I should hand over my phone and that I was a concerned party. In the end, however, by coaxing me and saying, "Give it to us, it will be returned to you," the office workers who were escorting people into their new killing center building received my phone. I gave it to them. The federal police officer again pushed me and told me to go to the side of the entrance. I went. He came and said, "This uniform you see is a uniform of honor," and asked why I did not obey. I explained the issue. I told him that a police officer who does not equate the honor of clothing with human dignity, or with his own dignity, cannot convince me that the honor of fabric is greater than the honor of a human being. The first time we confronted each other, he struck me. The second time, while defending myself, with strong faith and strength, 3 against 1, I responded. After that was when both my humanity and my manhood were tested. The two Addis Ababa police officers and the two Ethiopian Information Network Security Agency guards descended on me with everything they had and everything they did not have. The large-scale attack they carried out against me, 5 against 1, inside the compound of the killing center is something I will never forget, especially the male guard from the Ethiopian Information Network Security Agency who struck all parts of my back and my head, following the scientific procedure of killing, in a way that a generation itself should not forget. In particular, when he repeatedly struck directly over my heart, and when he repeatedly hit the back of my skull with the butt of a Kalashnikov rifle with all his strength, it was his animal nature that revealed itself. Let me explain to you the scientific meaning and function of the body parts that were repeatedly struck. The back part of my head, the occipital cortex, is covered by the skull bone. This part of the brain includes what is called Broca's area. This area, working together with the other parts of our brain, the Wernicke center, the speech center controls the vision center, which is the light of our body, our eyesight. So the reason these criminals of the FDRE government's killing center went to such extremes to destroy my natural rights to see and to speak at the same time was not without purpose. These mentally bankrupt criminals, hostile to the country, received a large international medical team and a high-level medical specialist mission to scientifically guide them in destroying my life. Evidence of this is that these attackers snatched from my hand the Ethiopian Medical Association identification document that I had with me at the time. Striking repeatedly over my heart and from the back is proof of the murderous scientific advice of those supposed medical teams.
Hush.